1, 2, 3, 4.
Late night with Liz, talking about the opera biz. It's Liz.
Good evening, everyone. Or if I've retained no viewers from last week, hi, Mom. Welcome back to Late Night with Liz. I'm your host, Liz Sutphen, coming to you from quarantine with my live studio audience. I've had quite the week, as I'm sure many of you have as well. As an independent contractor, this is the first time I've ever been eligible to apply for unemployment, and I really feel like I've reached a new milestone in my life.
Otherwise, please remain on the line for the next available agent.
You're ruining my vibe, Karen!
If you would like to leave a voicemail, please select 1. Otherwise, please remain on the line for the next available agent.
I'm fine. The week wasn't all hold music, though. Now that we've learned that Broadway will be closed through at least June 7th, professional singers everywhere are preparing their best scenes and arias for house debuts in family living rooms across the country. You're welcome. There were a few important holidays this week. My family and I tried to cook Easter dinner over Zoom, just a small gathering of 30, which has truly proven that even when we're completely alone, there are still too many cooks in the kitchen. This past week also saw the celebration of Passover. I can't think of a more fitting holiday in the time of Corona than spending a week of our lives with pinkies dipped in chalices of wine to commemorate a bunch of plagues. All kidding aside, we have a great show for you tonight. We've got fun, we've got games, and up first we have the marvelous Leah Crocetto. So why don't you stop pretending like you're gonna do 8-minute outs and hang out. Let's have some fun. To welcome Leah Crocetto to Late Night with Liz. Leah and I were together for about 3 minutes at Dallas. Why don't we cut away to a little cast photo of all of us? Look at us, we look so cute.
Aww.
Yeah. So this was our first day of rehearsal. Should we look at the photo from the last day of rehearsal? Look at that. It's the same photo. Fantastic. I think we should just dive right in. I've done some research on you. We've not spent a lot of time together in person, but I am curious, you're such a powerhouse. You're so amazing. And it seems like you've been doing this since the womb, but I don't know if that's necessarily true. I would just love to know roughly what led you to opera.
Okay, well, thank you for all the fabulous things you said about me.
Girl.
So in my early life, I come from a huge Italian family, and we always had classical music playing. My dad was super into that, and I therefore became super into it. And I was really lucky because while my dad sort of brought the classical music into my ears, my mom brought the live theater into my ears. And she took me, or into my eyes, ears, I don't know, however you want to say it. She took me to my first opera when I was 11, I think, and it was Carmen, and I was obsessed. And then the year after that, I saw Tosca, and when I saw Tosca, my life was forever changed. I have to sing Tosca. Tosca's my favorite role. I think it's a brilliant opera. It's perfect. It's theatrical. It's, it's basically, it's written like a script. so it feels like you're watching a movie. And I grew up doing musical theater and singing jazz, and I think it really helped me become a fully formed opera singer by doing all of those different things.
I think that is actually quite palpable, and from the 2 seconds I was on stage with you, I felt that as well. It was you were very easy to interact with. I was speaking of which, today, when I was researching you, I went to your opera base. I scrolled through it. It took me maybe the length of Don Carlo to get all the way to the bottom. You're very accomplished. And I did notice that you, cheers. I noticed that you play a lot of strong women and you play a lot of strong leaders. Even when we were in rehearsal together, you took a very strong leadership position. Which of these strong ladies, whom you have played, or the one that you are, do you think would survive best in a social isolation issue?
Oh, my goodness. Okay. So, to be completely honest, Tosca would jump off the building much earlier if she was socially isolated. Desdemona would never be left alone because her father was super protective until she got with Othello. So she would always have Amelia at her heels. She would never be alone either. I think Elisabetta probably would do the best alone.
This is in Don Carlo, for those who don't know.
Elisabetta and Don Carlo, I think. And the reason I think that is because Elisabetta, of all the characters that I play, is the most resolute. And she never wavers the entire opera. She never gives in to her desires. She does the honorable thing the entire time. I also think, I think Aida would do well in quarantine as well, social isolation. Here's why. Because she throws herself in that tomb at the end.
Oh, so she's ready for it.
Yeah. Although she does throw herself in the tomb to be with the man she loves, so we have to think about that too. I don't know, girls. Probably Elisabetta. That's my final answer.
I think that's great. She's resolute, and listen, Aida might throw herself into a quarantining situation she's not ready for. So we can't really always trust her judgment. Really, this is sort of the last thing, but I think it's something really important. So when I was researching you and watching some of your interviews, I found that a lot of people were very quick to say that you are a rising star. And when we were in rehearsal, I remember one day you were talking about how you have been a rising star for 10 years. I remember this day very well. And I just want to know what advice you would give to young singers or to people in any industry to really claim their space. Because in my opinion, I would say that you are, a sourdough, fully risen star, and I would like to know how you would advise people to take that sort of space and own what they've done.
Yeah, so I can totally answer that. It has taken me a long time to really claim my space and to say, I am here, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I have to offer, I'm not rising anymore, I'm here, people. Yeah. Choose the path that you're going to go on and get on it and don't veer off of it. And there are going to be a lot of people that are going to give you input, and there are going to be people that are going to say, you should do this, you should sing this role, you should do this, you should change your hair, you should lose 50 pounds. Not you, you'd be dead if you lost 50 pounds. But that's something I was told my entire career. And, I work out 3 to 4 times a week. I am a very healthy person. I take pride in how I look. I take pride in how I feel. And I think it's so important to hug yourself, look at yourself, and tell yourself that you're enough. Stand up for who you are, because you're the only one that's going to take care of you. Mm-hmm. You're the only one that is going to believe in you 100%. You are not a cookie cutter. I am not like, two of the singers that I get compared to the most, mm-hmm. which I find hilarious because our 3 voices are completely different. Angela Meade, Tammy Wilson, and myself are always clumped in the same pile. And I find that completely flattering because I'm their biggest fan.
I appreciate you saying that, because to be yourself takes a lot of work, because you really have to figure out who you are. And, you know, amen. If we can all figure out who we are in the space that we take up in the world, I think that that's really important, especially for everybody, but especially for young women, always.
Oh, definitely.
And so I love talking to, you know, strong women and how we can build each other up. And I think it's really beautiful. And,
Thanks.
you know, Leah,
I think it's important to build each other up. Women supporting women, it's the most important thing, because no one's going to support us as much as we support each other.
it's absolutely true. You know, you play one on TV, but you also are such a strong leader, and I really appreciate it. And I wish that we could I wish we had a long form podcast where we could swear our butts off and talk about everything under the sun for hours and hours.
Like uncensored, unfiltered Liz and Leah. I think that would be the bomb.
Maybe that's the move. Well, everyone, stay tuned for that. I mean, why not? Leah, you're an absolute delight. I know that there is nothing currently live in person happening right now, but what can we plug for you?
So I happen to be doing what I love the most, and that's talking to my friends. I have started a series on Instagram called Live with Leah, and it's where I sit down with you name it. Last week I had Jamie Barton and Angela Mead. I have had Elsa Vandenhever, and she does not make social media appearances, so I call that quite a coup. She also happens to be one of my best friends.
I'm gonna give you a hair flip for that.
And tomorrow I'm having Dallas Opera's own David Lomelí. And we've known each other for 12 years, so we have lots of embarrassing stories. I'll try not to embarrass him too much, but I highly suggest you tune in, and that is on my Instagram page.
Leah, amazing. I highly, highly recommend everybody check it out. Leah is hilarious. And if you couldn't tell that in this all too short interview, please go check out Live with Leah. It is a delight. Anybody would be absolutely floored to be a part of that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, man. It's been great to talk to you. Can't wait to see you again.
You too.
Cheers.
Cheers, girl.
Welcome to the part of Late Night with Liz we like to call
Ask a
Muggle! Now, I first need to tell everybody that I have been quarantined with this group of muggles for the past 3 weeks. So even though we aren't keeping a 6-foot distance, I want to assure everybody that it's very safe. Now, let's meet our muggles! Today we have with us Jenny and Seth. Guys, please introduce yourselves.
I'm Jenny, and I'm not an opera singer. I work in theater and live events.
And I'm Seth, and I'm a restaurant manager and operator.
So as you can see, confirmed, 2 muggles. Today on Ask a Muggle, we will be playing This or That. It's going to be, is this an opera plot? Or is it a news article that we pull from the internet in the time of COVID-19? The rules are as follows. I will read something written on these cards. Jenny and Seth will have to decide whether it is a news article or an opera plot. Now, because here at Late Night with Liz, we're very committed to always upping the drama, we have traded in our kazoos for a full-size piano playmat. When Jenny or Seth believe that they know the answer, they will buzz in by jumping on the full-size piano playmat. They will then have to correctly identify whether this is indeed a news article or an opera plot. Now, I want to let you know that some of our producers and my mom expressed some distaste in us chugging our quarantinis last week, so we've changed the consequences a bit. Because as singers, we know that the only way to stay healthy is to always stay incredibly hydrated. This week, the loser will be chugging Pedialyte. Fabulous. Are you guys ready to play?
Oh, yeah.
Born ready.
Yeah.
Let's do it. This or that, opera plot or news article. Question 1. Woman succumbs to fatal cough while quarantined in her bedroom. Jenny.
Opera plot.
Jenny, that's fabulous. Though this is incredibly timely, this is indeed an opera plot. It is the plot of the third act of Traviata, where Violetta sadly dies of consumption in her bedroom.
Yikes.
It's a tough one. News headline or opera plot. Freelance artists panic over cost of living during time of rampant unemployment.
That's right now. That's a now thing.
So you believe that
News article.
Okay. Well, Seth, I hate to break it to you, but even though this is literally our situation presently, this is in fact the plot of La Boheme. Fantastic.
Every time.
Why don't you take a sip of your already poured Pedialyte? Great. All right, number 3. Guy who asked out a girl dancing on a roof went on a date with her in a giant inflatable bubble.
That's a right now thing. That's a news article.
And that's fabulous, because even though that sounds absolutely ridiculous, that is a real headline that we pulled from Upworthy. And I just need to say that if it's not an opera plot yet, it should be. And composers, I'm offering you a commission for 0 money. Okay. News headline or opera plot. Teenage girl falls victim to catfish scheme by local politician. Jenny.
Opera plot.
Oh, Jenny, you sly minx. In fact, it is an opera plot. Though it's absolutely something that we probably have an issue with in the real world right now, it is indeed the plot to Rigoletto. Gilda falls in love with the Duke, who claims that he's somebody else, in an elaborate catfishing scheme. Eventually she dies. Keep it light. News headline or opera plot. Man loses touch with reality and falls in love with mechanical doll. Jenny, that's definitely right now. That's happening everywhere right now. That's a news article. Well, I wish I could agree with you. It is actually the plot to Act 1 of Tales of Hoffman, when Hoffman falls in love with Olympia, but that just goes to show you that even without the internet, creepy men stay creepy. News headline or opera plot. Woman joins partner in isolation and finds room full of his ex-wives.
That sounds like some opera nonsense.
Are you sure?
No.
I'm not convinced that this isn't something that also might be happening right now, but it is also the plot to Bluebeard's castle. Judith joins Bluebeard in his castle in the middle of the woods. She finds a lot of creepy stuff, a room full of blood, and last but not least, a whole room full of his living ex-wives. Did you think you didn't like the opera before? Bet you like it now! Next! News headline or opera plot. Man rescues partner from certain death, but can he keep his social distance?
Opera plot. It's definitely some opera stuff. Is that some Orpheus and Eurydice?
Solid.
I think that this is also incredibly timely because while we want to save our loved ones, we also don't want to send them directly into the bowels of hell. This is our last one. For all the marbles. News headline or opera plot. Wealthy politician evades philandering charge by attempting to rewrite laws. Jenny, give us what you got.
Both.
Fine. I can only confirm that it's an opera plot. This happens to be the Count Almaviva's plotline in The Marriage of Figaro. He is trying to cheat on his wife, so he's trying to change the laws so that it's legal to cheat on his wife.
Can't trust those counts.
No.
You
can't
never
count
can.
on those counts.
Guys, this has been one heck of a game of this or that. I don't know who was keeping score, but I've decided you're both gonna chug your Pedialytes. Hydrate! 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 This has been Ask a Muggle. This or that. Thank you, Seth. Thank you, Jenny. Everybody stay hydrated, stay healthy, stay safe. Drink your electrolytes. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know that for a lot of us, things haven't been getting any easier, but I hope this has brought a smile to your face. Stay safe, stay home. I'll see you next week.